when you build and nurture a community, you build it based on education, helping each other, that community is going to trust you. So whatever you use, they're going to use. So you see what I mean? Like that's power, and so we explore all these ways in depth because we're not just out there selling a piece of technology. What we really want to do is we want to help people succeed. And that brings us all the way back to the purpose of the company. We're not out to sell the most rotaries. We're out to help the most people.
What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Laser Source podcast, the number one podcast if your favorite song is You Spin Me Right Round, because Len and Stan are here from LensDigital.
What's up?
What's going on, guys?
Hey,
welcome. Here's a fun fact. If you think, Stan, I literally want you to go touch the sign again. If you think these guys are sitting in front of a green screen, they're not. This is a real set. They built this. Do it. It's real. This is a real set. It's incredible. Look at that.
That's pretty dope.
Oh, yeah, it's sick.
I mean, I had to make you guys have a full screen so people could see that, because I was like, I literally was about to, like, when I got here first and I was looking at them on the tiny screen and I like opened it all up and I was like, huh. So,
yeah,
very cool.
Yeah, really impressive. So you guys know Len and Stan, guys. LensDigital, they make the PiBurn rotary, and Stan reached out like a week and a half ago, and he was like, "Dude, I've just got like a pile of stuff that I need to talk about on the show. When can we get on?" And I'm like, "Whatever." So they're here. They're here, and they've got just. Yeah, they've got all kinds of stuff to show off. I just am humming with questions. That looks like a UV back there. Is that a UV laser?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then is there a bucket behind your head, Stan? Is that just like a straight up bucket?
There is a straight up Yeti beverage bucket.
Oh my God.
In my head. That is also real. That's not.
Oh my God! Look at it go, dude. That's incredible. Yeah.
This is about to be some like QVC level stuff. Where it's like
for real.
And we've got multiple cameras to show you guys. So
I'm super excited. I'm ready.
Yeah, there's lots of new toys. As you guys know, we had the launch of the whole new line of PiBurn rotaries.
Yes. So talk to me about that, because I feel like we just got the grip, and
2 years. It's gonna be 2 years in November, believe it or not.
Yeah, and really, oh my God, that is wild. And that was really like hitting its stride alongside the V4, but now we're at the V5. So what's the big differences? Let's cover like the primary bases before we get into like these crazy demonstrations. And I do want to see them, but why a V5? Where did things change? Because the V4 is like already a perfect machine. People love their V4s. What is the V5, and do people need to upgrade if they already have a V4?
Look, so I'm going to say, do people need to upgrade is a tough question. So I'm going to leave that all the way until the end, because the V4, like you said, it's a very capable machine. It is a nice machine. It's the fourth generation of already a capable, versatile rotary that was pretty good from day one. I mean, we still have people working on V1s and V2s from 2019, and they still work. They still do the cups. And it's been an evolution and a gradual improvement, step by step. We talk to our customers a lot, as you know. We really like to be in it and, just probing our customers. How are you getting on? Like, are you seeing any issues? What could be better about the equipment? It takes a lot of pulling and a lot of interrogation. Like, what can we be doing better, especially from the V4? And yet, we found a lot of things that have actually presented an opportunity for improvement. That is not to downplay the V4 at all. It's an awesome machine.
Yeah, Stan told me, make it better. I'm like, how? Figure it out.
And it's like the little things. Like, you listen to customers and they're like, V4 is great, but sometimes I do get a little slipping on the wheels. And well, you could just say, well, that's just physics. You're going to have some slipping on the rotary. Or you could be really anal and crazy like us and be like, well, how do I minimize slipping? How do you increase friction? Friction is what drives any roller rotary. And you can look at from the very first rotaries, Epilogue with the clamp. That was a very clever idea. The V2, the V3, V4, all have great clamps. V4 has an adjustable tension clamp. one of the first clamps, I think the first clamp to have adjustable tension. So you want to increase friction. How do you increase friction? That's one of the things we improved. And then another thing is like little usability things. Little usability things, like for instance, when you want to adjust the PiBurn for length of an item, right? When you're going from something like that's really small, short, like this cup, it kind of looks like a Yeti mug, but it's a different mug, to something much bigger like this, right? Oh, where's the camera? Or even like this, right?
Yeah.
So how do we do that on all the rotaries, including all of our competitors? They came in after the PiBurn. They all have this V-slot wheels, right? Right. They all have the wheels and they all have the V-slot. So now what we did is we put in a linear rail, and it made a lot of these kind of usability issues go away. So you don't have to align the wheels. You don't have to align the motor to the back wheels because it sits on one singular linear rail. It's automatically aligned.
Is that something? Can we get a visual on that?
Oh,
is that something that we have available?
It's freaking sweet. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to see it.
Yeah, that's always
I'm
something.
gonna make you guys. I'm gonna make it full screen here, Stan.
Yeah, make it full screen. So look.
Yep.
You want to talk and I'll show?
Yeah, why don't you demonstrate? It's really easy. There's really like no effort at all to adjust for the length of the item. It's one hand operation versus a thumb screw and two hands. So now just do it with one hand. Do it with one hand. You just go like that. Boom, you're done, and it locks in place. It's little things like that, right? But because of the linear rail, you never have to worry about aligning the motor to the back wheels.
Now, looking at this, I mean, just like from an aesthetic point of view, the first thing that jumps out at me are those wheels. The wheels are like fat. You got like fat, wide wheels. We've never seen anything like that before. Why that change? What makes that special?
Okay, I'm going to talk about that. This is critical if you ask this question. You see what this is right here? You see this?
Yep.
What is that?
That's an O-ring.
Yeah, man. So this is an O-ring. Every rotary, every roller rotary that you guys probably know, all the way from like $100 rotary to $2,000 rotaries, or $3,000 rotary. Every rotary has an O-ring. They basically use these O-rings on motorized wheels in order to create friction, right?
Right.
So what happens when you look at this O-ring at the very top is the point of friction, the surface area where the contact is made between the motorized wheel and your object that you're rotating. It's really small, you guys. It is tiny. If you zoom in, that area is just very small. So there's a limited amount of friction we can create. So we went back to the drawing board. We threw away these freaking O-rings. We're never going to find that again, Len. And we designed a custom PiBurn tire to maximize friction. Now,
a tire, I like that. Yeah.
Now it's very hard to remove, so it's not gonna fall off during shipping, which sometimes happens with O-rings, and then people got the O-rings and purchase another pair. These things are on there, but most importantly, this fat tire increases the surface area, thereby increasing friction a ton. So now you're gonna get less slipping with the handles. You're gonna get a more precise engrave. It's just less headache. It is awesome.
You see this a lot. This actually makes a lot of sense. I mean, like with like bicycles, right? But you could take an off-road bicycle, you get fat tires, you're increasing surface area. It's kind of like the simplest solution is the right one, you know?
So I think in about 6 months to a year from now, all of our competitors are going to switch to linear rails. It's a no-brainer. It's just better, especially the quality rotaries, the premium rotaries, the ones that are expensive. They're all going to switch to linear rail. And I predict everyone's going to do custom tires because it's just that much better. It performs better.
Right.
So, instead of an O-ring, you should just call it an oh yeah.
Yeah.
But so
trademark it.
So I guess the next thing,
marketing mind.
Yeah.
The next thing that comes to mind is with O-rings, a big problem with them over time is the degradation of the rubber. Is that something that you're going to see with the tires too? And will you have to change them? And will they be available for purchase?
They will be available. It's so a lot less. They're going to degrade a lot less. So again, it's the silicone O-rings. They're going to dent and they're going to wear off over time. But it takes a long time. So we just had somebody who purchased the rotary in 2021. It's like 3 years, and they run about 400 a month. They run a lot on the PiBurn. They actually use the PiBurn more than the grip end, and they just purchased a set of O-rings because they wore out. So it does wear out. It's not a huge issue. More concerned about the friction or the lack of friction that they create. But yeah, so these tires will degrade a lot slower because there's just more of them. They're bigger. There's a lot more surface area, so they'll perform better. And if you do happen to damage them somehow, obviously we have extras we could send to you.
Awesome.
And we do that with the O-rings as well. The other really important thing, you guys, is that we completely redesigned the back lift, completely redesigned. So now the tower is tiny. It sits way below. It's low. It's super low profile. Fits more lasers, and it's really low. So it's always going to be below your cup. So you're never ever going to even run the risk of the head colliding with the tower. And not that it does with the V4. It never collides with the tower, but there's that fear in people's minds that when it's high enough, it might collide with the tower. So it stops them from doing the cups all the way to the bottom or all the way to the lip. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yep.
Because that fear, I don't want my head to collide. I want to avoid the disaster. So we took that worry right out, and we basically decreased the profile of the tower so much that it's kind of invisible. It's super slim.
This kind of tooth and gear system for raising and lowering the back end, that looks really cool. I want to point out, because the less perceptive of us watching this may not have noticed Len pushing on that back assembly, showing that it's not going to slip. How are you? What magic is happening here? Because that looks like if you push on it, it's just going to slip right down. You know, that must be some engineering that went into that.
We've tested every single freaking lift out there. Our old lift with the tower. We've tested a scissor lift. We've tested a bunch of different things that exist. Nothing good existed. Nothing out there worked the way we needed it to work. It needed to be slim, it needed to be low profile, and super steady and strong, so that it never gives a millimeter holding up something heavy like a bucket, right?
But also easy to adjust, right?
We invented this. Now, and when I say we, I mean Len, but I just take the credit. It's we. Len had to invent a brand new lift mechanism. It's patent pending. We filed for a patent several months ago. So we had to invent a lift mechanism in order for us to have the rotary that we need. And it's completely brand new. Nothing like this actually exists. We think that there could be other interesting applications for this. It's kind of like a telescoping mechanism, actually. But we think there could be other applications. So this is the lengths we go to. In order to create
the adjustment wheel looks like incredibly smooth too. Sitting there doing it with one finger, that's really impressive too.
So smooth, so versatile. The range is now much more. So for Thunder lasers, for Boss lasers, these wheels, and the reason why I say those brands is because you don't put the rotary on the blades. You take the blades out, you put them on the either on the bed, which is Boss got the slanted bed, if you guys know what I mean. They go down on this. And the Thunder, you put them on a harness. Thunder is different. The laser bed itself doesn't go up and down. It's the bars. So you put, so this thing comes with a harness for Thunder Laser 24, Nova 24, and the bolt, and all the bolt, like Bolt Pro and all that comes with a harness. So you put the harness down. These wheels go below the rail, below the rotary, to maximize this on the Z height of the laser. So you're literally, you got a small machine and you're doing stuff like this because the rotary allows the object to sit below the rail.
And this is something I'm sure you're going to touch on at some point because you look prepared to touch on it. But this seems ideal for a Galvo application too, where height really matters, especially when you're using the smaller lenses.
Yes.
Or the larger lenses, rather. Excuse me.
And we've got a surprise for you. Actually, we're going to announce something interesting today that we haven't spoken a word of before. Just for your guys' viewers, there's a new product that we're going to touch on, and we have the camera on it. We'll talk a little bit about that.
Love it.
But yeah, so the V4. Oh, the other really important thing that the V4 might have had an improvement over is we increased the gear reduction. Maybe Len can talk a little bit more about that because I don't know the actual numbers. But when you did, really thin lines, very intricate designs, you could sometimes see a tiny little waver in the line if you zoom in
Mhm.
the freaking microscope. So that wasn't good enough for us. And so we increased the gear reduction. So you increase the steps, and that goes away. So it's even more precise. It's even more, detailed and intricate on those crazy, fine line designs that some people like to do.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
Yeah, that's really
I
cool.
don't know the numbers, but I think it's like 2x more.
4.5
4.5. What? 4.5 what?
Yeah.
X.
4.5x.
Yeah.
Rotation.
So it's 4.5x times your rotation. So it's a lot more precise.
Cool.
Awesome, man.
Those are the main things. It's really, it was tough to find what to
The
improve,
clown.
but this thing is better. This thing is better. So if you've got a V4 right now and it works fine, God bless. But if you're in the market to upgrade a rotary, or if you want to take the next step, this rotary is amazing.
Yeah. That's cool. So how much am I gonna cry when I'm on the checkout page?
They're
How bad
expensive.
does this
They're
purchase
expensive.
hurt? Yeah, they look expensive. You're not kidding me.
Oh, one more thing. The clamp, it's much easier to take the clamp on and off. So if you wanted to do a baseball bat, throw a baseball on there, you take the clamp off. Very, very easy.
It's also easier to operate.
It's just a better clamp. We upgraded that as well. Yep.
Stan's like, I need to get every feature in before I say the price out loud.
Remember the tires, everybody. Remember the tires.
And
Are we
gummy bears are included too.
are we over $2,000, Stan?
No. But I'm glad.
Okay, well, then it's not that bad. I started a little high on purpose, so we're under $2,000. So I like that. So where are we at on this?
So it's about $1,000.
Not bad at all. Not bad at all. And that's considering that we have the Omni configuration available as well. Now, has the grip changed at all, or is this the grip we know and love?
Holy cow! The grip has changed a lot. I mean, I think the grip is the real big story of this.
So is this a grip V2? Did it get an official designation?
It's grip 2.
Grip 2. Okay, got it. Yep, got it.
Pre-orders on the grip 2 1 week ago, or not even, just a few days ago, and we've sold a lot of them already. We also have a limited number of the Omnis. The Omni,
Yep.
the price of the Omni is around $2,000. So that one is the top
Right.
line. Very, very expensive. It's like 2 rotaries in one. It's got both
Right.
the new V5 on one end and the grip 2 on the other. But the grip 2, you guys, is I think you guys are gonna love it. Len, just tell them about, like, it's one of those things. So we released the grip. Nobody's seen anything like it. We sold like 500 grips in the first 2 days of our launch a year and a half last year, right? So what was the problem with the grip? Nothing. It was amazing. It's an amazing machine. Grip 1 is very, very capable and very powerful. But there's these little usability things, right? So on the grip 1, you had what he's doing right now with just his hand, he's raising and lowering the whole grip head, adjusting it on the fly. That used to take a lot. That used to be 2 big thumb screws that you had to undo manually, increase the height or decrease the height of the grip, and then screw them back in again. So that would take you a minute, and it would be a bit of a pain in the ass, to be personally frank. Now it's the easiest thing in the world. It has 6 jaws. So we're jumping right into the value propositions of the grip, right? So it's got 6 jaws instead of 3. So that doubles the
gription.
the gripping power, the gription.
The
Is that a word?
gription, yeah.
Nope,
Yeah, I love it. Gription.
We'll take it.
Trademark.
Copyright, trademark.
Just give me 5% of
But
that.
it
And
also
oh yeah,
reduces
we're
the
good.
load. It reduces the load on each finger.
Yeah, it's so strong that you don't really need back supports for most of the object. Unless you have a bucket, you definitely need back support for the bucket.
So you could do the Stanley 40 ounce without a back.
Yeah.
Easy.
Right. Right.
So a quick question that popped up in chat. I'm gonna share it real quick. Mel said, I just got my PiBurn for Omni. Can it be retrofitted to at least have the single tire wheel feature?
So yes and no. There are going to be upgrade options for the people that have the Grip 1 and the V4. So the most important feature that we're going to offer upgrades on is the Hexajaw. It's a patented system. It doubles up the jaws. So they'll be able to just buy a very cheap kit. Like, we're talking cheap. We're talking like under $100 kit.
Nice.
That will double up the jaws for your Grip 1. So you'll get some of the benefit. You won't be able to get the linear rail. You won't be able to get all of it. You'll be able to get a lot of
Yeah,
it.
you can get new tires, unfortunately, because wheels are different.
The wheels are different, yeah.
Nice.
And the gear reduction is different, so you'd have to change the whole system. See what I mean? So we always try to have an upgrade path for our customers, always. This one was tough because the platform is different. The whole whole platform is different. The rail is different. The wheels, the gear reduction is different. The lifts
And it's
are
like
different.
how much innovation will you sacrifice in the name of backwards compatibility, right?
A lot. Alex, a lot. We really couldn't take it forward at all. If you know,
Yeah.
and that's the struggle. That's the struggle. We want to be fair to every single customer. We want to give them an upgrade path, and that's the struggle. Like, can we innovate? Can we create a whole new platform?
Yeah.
And you know, and unfortunately, the answer is no. So we chose innovation, and where we can, we'll give them an upgrade path. Where we can. So like the jaws, amazing. All the jaws are backwards compatible. So what I mean is, you've got grip 1.0, and let's say you have the extender jaws, right? And you've got the short finger jaws and long finger jaws. People buy these different jaws and the L jaws for rings. So they buy all these different things to engrave stuff on the galvo and whatnot. All of those jaws are going to work with the grip 2. So we're not like Apple, right? And change the freaking adapter, and now you got to buy a whole new. No. Like, all the stuff that you already have is going to work, but the whole system is different enough.
Modified.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but that's good. That's why we have fancy, fun new things to look at in the first place, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and real quick, I just want to say, I've said it in the chat already. Make sure you guys if you've got questions tonight, this is a great opportunity to talk to the two guys behind this product and get in there. Like, so here's one right here from Nancy Richards real quick. She said, "Hi guys, does the Grip 2.0 work on a Monport 90-watt CO2? I don't know if you guys.
It's amazing on those Chinese lasers. On Monport, it's amazing on the OMTech. It is amazing on any Chinese generic laser machine that you've got. And this is really important. I'm really, really happy that Nancy asked this question, because this brings me to a really crucial point about the Grip 2 versus Grip 1. So, you know how I mentioned the gear reduction? You guys know what that is, right?
Oh, yeah.
Basically, like, So, like, you know,
you get more points on the circle to turn to, so you get a finer resolution while you're spinning. Yeah,
you articulated perfectly. Exactly, right? So you have to more steps. You have to put in more steps to spin it a full circle, 360 degrees. What's happening with the OMTech lasers and some Monport machines is that they're set to an incredibly low SPR, steps per rotation, incredibly low. Like, it's 2,000, right? Super low. So that's okay for flat work. You're not gonna see it, but on a rotary, you're gonna see it. So the Grip 1, it's got a 1x gear reduction, no gear reduction. It's just direct drive. It's a direct shaft. So however much your driver tells you to move, that's how much the motor moves. That's how your cup moves. So now if you've got a wide diameter object, guess what's going to happen? It's going to move in a choppy way. It's going to move in a choppy way at 2,000 steps. So you're going to see lines. You're going to see, wavy designs. You're going to see all sorts of junk. And so what we tell people is, we're like, hey, if you've got an OMTech or a Monport, half the time you're fine, because they're set to like 8,000 steps or something. Half the time you're fine, and I don't know when you're good and when you're not. And then half the time you're screwed, because you're going to need to go into your driver and change the DAP switches. And we hate telling people that, because once you go in and you change your DAP switches with a direct drive with a Grip 1.0, you have to remember to switch them back. And when you're doing flat work, you're going to screw it up. You're doing flat work, and people forget it, and they're like, "Oh, crap."
I had, for the longest time on my original OMTech, I had to post it on the inside of the door to get into the dip switches, and then I had to look at the post-it every single time and switch them back and forth between flat work and rotary. So I've lived that.
But they're small. This DAP switch is kind of small, so like the people.
Oh yeah, they're tiny.
I mean, it's a PIA, and people are like, "Yeah, they're using your system. They've got like reminders everywhere. It's like Memento, So Grip 2.0 makes that go away, because of the gear reduction. You never have to worry about it. So Monport, plug and play. OMTech, plug and play. All the other lasers, obviously. My wife is running a Grip 2.0. She's the Yeti chick. She's big in Yetis. Now this recently happened. This happened in like the last 6 months. She blew up. But she's running the Grip 2 for as a tester for us. And I mean, the quality of the engraves, she's one of the only people who does the Yeti buckets, this thing behind me. The quality of the engraves are absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. Like it's professional. It's better than Yeti, right? The
Right.
quality is better than what you would order on a Yeti website. It's that good.
And the Grip 2 is still available separately as well. It's not only included in the Omni package, right? So you could get a V4 or a Grip 2, or excuse me, a V5 or a Grip 2 or the Omni. So you have a lot of options there.
So what that's a great question, Alex. Perfect. You asked me this in the last, a year and a half when we came on, and
Yeah.
I thought about you. I thought about you when we're doing this. So we're gonna make it. We're gonna build a path. So if you buy a V5 now, you pre-order a V5 right now, it's gonna come to you in a month or a month and a half, and then you can upgrade. And then you can say, okay, I want the Grip 2. So you can grab the Grip 2. That is gonna be compatible. You can bolt it right onto the V5 with a linear rail, and that's it.
Right.
Now, what you can't do, unfortunately, is you can't buy the Grip 2 and bolt it onto the PiBurn 4 yet.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're thinking about a way to do that. It's the linear rail. We want to keep it all in one system so we don't have to align. But there is potentially a way, and we're really thinking.
All right. So I have a question that's going to help people who are watching the show, because like for people who are just getting into this and they don't know about the PiBurn, like Grip 1 or the 2 or this and that, like all the different things you guys make, because it's a lot now. Like, are you guys going to have any website link, or is there one already that we can share with people where basically they go, hey, I bought this one, or I've got this one and I want it to do this thing. Can I make it do this thing? Yes or no? Like a little diagram for them.
Yeah, we're gonna. I don't know about a diagram, but we explain everything, in detail on the website. Just go to LensDigital.com, and there's a bunch of. If you guys pull up, by the way, besides launching this whole new product line, we also launched a website, because last time we launched the new products, our website crashed. The payment gateway, everything crashed.
I remember that.
Everything went to hell, right? So this time we were ready. We had our own server, we had like 20,000 connections and the thing held.
Nice.
So this time we were prepared, but we rebuilt the website too. The new website has a ton of resources. So this is the big difference between us and everybody else. We will handhold you through it. Literally, like there's stuff like, why would you buy a laser rotary? How do you set it up? How do you find the steps of rotation? A video on the 100 millimeter test. Oh, how do the rotaries compare? When do you need the grip versus the PiBurn, right? All these resources, they're there. They're easily accessible now. I've spent a lot of time. Len knows this. I've spent like weeks just preparing the website, rearranging the website. This is where my days go. And I bother him. I'm like, oh, how do you do this in WordPress? Like, leave me alone, Stan.
Yeah, I know about working with websites.
So you would say this hardware is well documented.
Oh yeah. This is the best documented rotary ever.
Nice.
And
this is nice. Check it out. I've got the website up here for you guys if you wanted to highlight anything. But I mean, just looking at resources alone has a lot of really good stuff, like top 5 things. Should I get a roller versus a chuck?
Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Choosing the.
And then if you go to about, if you go to about and go under PiBurn or Spotlight, so that basically tells you how to make money with your rotary. So we have all these.
Nice.
Yeah. So we have all these PiBurners with customers of ours. Some of them are affiliates, some of them are just customers. And they basically, we interview them and we're like, what is the secret to your success? What are the ways you make money with your rotary? And that's Emily, We
know that lady.
One of them is just so one way is actually building a community builder. When you build and nurture a community, you build it based on education, and helping each other. That community is going to trust you. So whatever you use, they're going to use. So you see what I mean? Like that's power.
Yeah.
And then there's other ways. There's Etsy. There's, you guys know this. And so we explore all these ways in depth, because we're not just out there selling a piece of technology. What we really want to do is we want to help people succeed. And that brings us all the way back to the purpose of the company. We're not out to sell the most rotaries. We're out to help the most people. That's why we exist. That's why we invest so much in resources. We want to see people through. So whether it's, PiBurn, grip, whatever the tool that you choose for you, you should know that we're going to be there supporting you behind. We have a question, we're going to be here, right?
This is another cool thing you guys have. I always like the vacuum table. It's pretty neat.
That thing is awesome.
Yeah.
We've sold a bunch.
I also want to shout out. while we're on the topic, the LensDigital communities out there are a lot of them. And if you are a product owner or you're thinking about purchasing one of these products from these guys, you should really join their communities because they're buzzing. You guys are popping right now. You want to plug your communities real quick where people can go to kind of be part of the LensDigital family? Because I know there's a lot of spaces out there.
You're the best. Thank you for the setup. PiBurn Labs.
Yep, you got it.
I love you.
Here to help.
Go to Facebook, go to PiBurn Labs. Now, whether or not you're a customer, whether or not you love LensDigital rotaries or you have one or you don't, it doesn't matter. We're there to help makers, and people are just going to help you. People are asking questions about setting up their rotary. People are asking about how do I use the laser? Where do I source products even, right? So it's much more than just a support group. I would say that that's its primary function. So like if you have a burning question and it's like 2 o'clock in the morning, the odds are that someone is up, right? And you put a question up and you're going to get like 5 responses. So that's phenomenal in and of itself, but it's become much, much more than that. It's a place to share your projects. It's a place to share inspiration. It's a place to help each other grow and learn from each other's success, be inspired by each other. It's just an awesome community. I'm really proud of it. It's grown from 2 or 3 people, myself, Len, and a couple of other folks, to over 5,000 people now.
Yeah, your numbers are definitely way up there, and I see it all the time. It's like constantly in my feed, and there's always people over there kind of jabbering and hanging out, and talking. It's a cool spot for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely exactly.
When somebody asks a question, I see like 5 people jumping right away in the comments.
They're faster than we are, and we've got our own tech support on there too, who monitors the group, Don, and Heather hangs out there a lot answering questions. But it's just the community too. You can't beat that, right? 5,000 eyes. You can help each other quicker than we ever can.
Yep.
It's awesome, man. And then
So go ahead, Matt. Sorry.
There's a question that I had start up here. Oh, Mark Garrett's like one of our longtime guys, and he spoke at the last LBX. Pretty smart guy. Epilogue Fusion Series. Are you guys trying to tackle that or getting into it, or is it capable?
I want to. We tried really hard with Epilogue.
We spoke to them, yeah.
We even spoke to them at the Next Laser conference. Spoke to them. Had a really good conversation. We need them to want to work with us. Do you see that? Like we can't make a rotary without their blessing and a little bit of help.
They are a tough shell to crack. So
yeah. It's been we've been at it for about 2 years. We even made a version that's kind of compatible with the Fusion series. We couldn't get it across the finish line. We need their help a little bit. So if they're listening, we love you guys. We love your customers. We want to work with you. We'll make you a sick rotary. And we know that it's not, they don't use light burn. So the problem is they're probably thinking like, oh, all of our values are hard coded, like the diameter of the wheels. We'll do it.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do the diameter of the wheels. We'll do the diameter of the wheels. Like we'll make a rotary for Epilogue because that many people ask us. That many.
Right.
It's gonna look like an 1800s bicycle where it's like the wheel is this big and like this big, but it's gonna work. Damn it!
It's gonna work. We just need a little bit. And the same thing, by the way, for Trotec, great company. We also hung out with them a lot. The lasers that don't have this open system, they can't use Lightburn, that don't have Ruida, that have their own firmware, those are tricky. You know what I mean? Those are tricky. We need their help. We need them to tell us, okay, what are the values that are hard-coded in your software so I can build a hardware that correspond to those values.
Right.
And we'll do it, but we need that.
I'm gonna say, because it's almost like they've got like proprietary stuff, and some people I know Mark understands that, but for people who don't know why, if you're one of the newer laser users, some of these companies have proprietary things that are in their nature, and you cannot work with them unless they're like, here's the key.
And they usually don't do that. But you guys are pretty special guys. I feel like they should want to work with you. I would.
You guys have that background back here. Come on.
I would +1 that on a forum somewhere,
Yeah, I mean, listen, this is what we tell our customers. Hey, ping your representative at Epilogue, ping your representative at Trotec. Tell them like, hey, we want to work with them. And like, I want to underscore for them that our partners make a lot of money. Like we're not in this to just make we want everyone to be successful, from our customers, who get like the value of the rotary tenfold in a few months, sometimes in a few weeks. right? To our partners. Our partners are going to be well off. Like we treat them very fairly. So would make it make sense for all parties, but we need their just need a little bit of input.
Yeah.
Well, and one thing I was going to say real quick, I just keep jumping in, but I feel like it's important for anybody, no matter what brand you like, a rotary is an investment. It's because I know a lot of people look at it as like an expense, but it's not. It's literally a ticket to make more money. And just to show you guys or tell you guys, I mean, last week I was telling you I had an order for like, I think it was like a $6,000 or $7,000 order. And out of that, $3,000 of it is just glassware that's getting put onto a chuck rotary and hit with the UV laser, and I pay $1.15 a cup or a glass, and you sell them for $8 to $10, and it's like you just make that money back so fast. So it's one of those things. I until you do it, I think you don't understand it.
You don't get it. You don't get it until you do it. And it's such a great point, Matt, that you make. So in the investment world, which I come from originally, they have this concept of ROI, return on investment. You put some money in, and you make it work for you, and then it returns it back. You expect some sort of return on that money. So what doesn't do that for you? Like, a TV, a big flat screen TV that you hang on the wall and you use it for the same purposes is going to depreciate. That's not going to be a high ROI. It's actually a depreciating asset. A laser is actually an investment. You have to work it. But it's an investment. So the highest ROI that I've ever come across, highest ROI product is a rotary for a laser. Why? Because it's a small portion of the price of the laser, but it increases the value of the laser by 30 to 80%. So just process that. So it'll increase the value of your laser from 30, which is very conservative, up to 80%. Right? So, that right there makes the ROI on this thing insane, absolutely insane, like nothing quite like it. That's why we're so passionate about this business. That's why we love it so much, because it's a conduit for us. It's a way for us to help many makers make a lot more money and make it faster and pay off their laser faster.
I love how excited you are about that, because I remember when you guys were here the first time and you were telling us your origin story, and Len was like, "Oh, I'm working on this rotary thing," and like when you figured out like what the ROI was on it, like the glimmer, the little like shimmer of light in your eye, and that kind of like exploded, and now here you guys are years later. But it's really cool to see that you're still that excited about it all this time.
It was one of our customers, Todd Tomlinson and Misty. They ran the numbers for us, and then it was like, holy crap! Like, you paid off the rotary in 2 weeks. And he's like, yeah, no, I did it. Like, here's the orders, here's the math, here's the numbers, and then now it's just pure profit. Like no brainer, absolutely no brainer.
Like, and that's the thing too, is like the laser that you have now that you're making money with, fine. Like the UV laser, I paid off making Christmas ornaments, right? That's just a flat glass piece, zip zap, making money. And I had 2 orders that paid it off. And then after that, I thought about like, what can I do next? And I think you guys we were talking about that with glasses the last time you were on. And it was just like, I was like, I should do that with some glasses. And so I got some. I literally went down to the store, got some, walked into a bar. And the best part, there was literally a guy, like I went to a bar the next week once I had figured it out, and they had engraved glasses from a CO2. And I was like, this is okay, but I can do better. And the guy goes, "Oh, okay, give it your best shot." And he gave me a glass, and I came back with a better one. And he was like, "Okay, I'll take 100 of them." And it was just that quick. It was like we agreed that I just have a recurring order of 100, and basically you're making. I think I'm doing like $6 a glass on that, $5 or $6 a glass, and it's just there you go.
Did you get his logo? Did you come in and like ask for a logo?
I just said I was sitting there. I had a friend of mine who I went and I had a drink with him. I hadn't seen him in a while. He came in from Colorado. And I was like, let's go grab some drinks. So we walked in one bar and I got one order, and we walked into the next bar and I got another order.
Oh my God.
Glassware and for leatherette. So and it's just one of those things where that's how you do it, and it's not like, I'm not like nothing special about me. I literally was just like, oh yeah, this is cool. I make these things, and you just have pictures, and that's all it is. And people are like, huh, that's it.
I want to keep things moving because the clock is ticking. And I know you guys have an announcement that you wanted to make. But one last question from chat before we do. I really want to make sure we save enough time for that. Nancy is back in chat, and I figured since we have the experts here, let's let them answer it. Nancy's asking, what is the difference between the new PiBurn 5 and the Grip 2? So the regular PiBurn, a roller rotary, and the Grip, a chuck rotary, how would you guys go about explaining that difference to people who have no idea what they're looking at?
Amazing question. Nancy is crushing it with the questions. They're like perfect.
Yeah, Nancy's on top of it.
This is a great question, right? Both new rotaries. What is the difference? So I'll tell you. One is a roller rotary, meaning you've got the system, the roller wheels. Now it's much better wheels now. There's no O-rings, but it's still wheels. They rely on friction. So they're going to take your cup and the wheels are going to be here and they're going to move it like that. And you're going to have a clamp. So it's a roller system. What are the benefits of the roller system? It is lightning fast to put things on and off. Lightning fast. So it's literally like this. Like this, and I'm done. That's it. It's on. That's it. Did you see that? It's on, it's off. So I can swap things in a second, literally in a second. So this is good when? This is good when you've got a mega order. When you've got a mega order that Matt is talking about, 100, 200 more, sometimes 1,000 of the same tumblers. You're going to save a few seconds every single time you swap an object. With the Grip, it takes a little bit more. So this is faster.
Even different diameter cups, you don't have to change the diameter in setting. It's always diameter of your wheels. So you just need to adjust the height, and that's it.
That's a good point. Thank you. So for the roller, the wheel diameter matters. For the chuck, the object diameter matters. So it's easier to use. That's one of the reasons it's easier to use. It's just a better learning curve, right? So what do I mean? It's got no jaws. It has no moving pieces, basically, right? It's just got the clamp, the wheels. It's the easiest freaking thing in the world. And with the V5, it's even easier than the V4. I think, I honestly think this, it is the simplest rotary to use in the world, bar none. And it's still the most powerful and the most flexible roller on the planet. So you've got all the power and all the ease of use and all the user friendliness on one little roller package. That's the V5.
Yeah, you
That's
can
the
still
V5.
do stuff like baseball bats. You can do rolling pins.
I'd highlight it's probably the widest used rotary system. So you're going to find the most people out there who have experience and are able to help you because it's been on the market the longest for sure, at least in the commercial sector that we're in.
No, 100%, 100%.
Yeah.
Thousands of them, literally.
Yeah.
People still use the V2, the V3, and V4 is the most popular. There's thousands of V4s out there. Massive community, lots of support. This is true of the Grip too now. The Grip is catching up, but the V4 is amazing, and the V5 just takes it a notch up. It's even more user friendly. It's faster to adjust, as we showed in the beginning, and it's super simple to use. Super simple.
And you can do large stuff like this 64-ounce growler.
So we did this on the
yeah. This was on no, I think it was V3.
V3 even. Yeah, so it's an older rotary. Same thing.
Yeah.
Nothing slips. It works.
Yeah. So why do you need the Grip then? Why do you need the Grip? Right? It's so freaking good. Why do you need the Grip? This is why. Here's the problem with any roller rotary. Your wheels are right here. You've got a heavy object. So even if you've got a backstop, what is it going to want to do when you rotate it? It's going to want to tilt because none of these things, the JDS, no, this is HydroPack. They're not perfectly balanced. They're not perfect. Like sometimes they're offset a little bit. They're not like a perfect shape. You see what I mean? So they're going to want to tilt and balance and this and that, and that's going to mess up your engraving. So when you want to do this and when you want to go to the big stuff, so there's very few people in the world that can do a bucket like this. Very few. I think there's maybe 2 or 3 makers. Yeah, my wife is one of them in the whole world that can do a bucket like this. I believe this is the only rotary. I challenge anybody else. I hope I'm wrong, but I believe this is the only rotary that can do. So when you want some crazy ass items like that, you're going to need the Grip. And when you want to do a full wrap that I call it a non-forgiving full wrap. So where it's not a seamless full wrap. So a full wrap like this, where the design needs to meet perfectly on the opposite end, right? You take the handle off. And so for a seamless full wrap, you're going to need the Grip because even on the best roller rotary in the world, a fraction of a millimeter is going to leave a tiny little hairline seam.
Well, you can do it on a roller, but it doesn't guarantee every time you're going to get the same result.
The consistency is amazing with the Grip, and the Grip 2 even takes it up a notch.
I'd argue too, since you showed it, I mean, like personally, I don't want to speak for everybody, but I find that handled objects, these, especially when they're not removable, like on glass, we are going to talk about the UV in a few minutes, but are substantially easier on the grip than they would be on a roller.
Yes.
Yes.
Because you don't have to battle that weight of the handle, right, while you're rotating the object.
Yeah, so some people, like, what they need to do is put more weight into the cup. They need to offset it with a magnet, and it works. It's fine, but it's like not consistent every single time. With the grip, that problem just goes away. Like you're gonna go to the fraction of a millimeter. You're gonna start exactly where you started. You're gonna end exactly where you started. That precision is where you need a chuck.
And would this be a good time to kind of move into your special announcement? You look really excited. You're getting me excited.
Looking at each other like so.
All right, so there's a new product, you guys. There's a new product.
Look at this.
This is called Galvo Grip. The Galvo Grip.
Look at that.
It's a beauty. It's a beauty. And it is not as expensive as the grip. So here we're
It's so simple.
Control the costs. It is very simple. It's got a gear reduction. It adjusts, it tilts, and it can do pretty much anything. With the 6 fingers, it doesn't need a support. The 6-jaw system makes it, really robust.
Like,
it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
how
those are
heavy
heavy ass glasses.
And look how quick and easy it is to mount it and dismount it, just like that.
I'm-
Hand operated, no tools, no nothing. It adjusts for tapered objects. So if you've got a taper on this, no problem. You can just do that. Look at that. It's freaking awesome. This thing is freaking awesome.
I'm really glad that you chose the UV and glass to demonstrate with this. How well does this work with like fragile glass, like crystal and like those really thin wine glasses? What kind of things does it have to tackle those kind of problems?
Yeah, you're asking all the right questions, and this is the reason why we basically invented this thing, right? It is amazing on fragile stuff. Amazing. So if you don't try like a champagne flute with very thin fine glass with metal jaw chuck, you're just gonna crush the glass. With this thing, because with silicone, it gives that little firm but gentle support. Can I say firm but gentle?
yeah, you can.
Is that rated PG-13? Firm but gentle, and it's gonna not crack the glass, and it's gonna rotate it perfectly every time. So that's what the silicone tips do. It's some awesome product, you guys. This thing is amazing. Like, I don't think anything similar exists right now. It does have a gear reduction as well, so super fine detail. You can go crazy with this thing, and very adjustable.
Yeah, I like the base looks really beefy. Like that's not moving.
The base is beefy. Oh, and you can flip it to put it into turret mode.
I was just going to point that out. Yeah, that's the first thing that caught my eye, is that you have slots on that back side there, so you can stand it up and use it as a turntable too.
Yeah.
So now it's a turntable.
Yeah.
Well, that's my check mark done.
It's awesome.
Yep. Yeah, Kyle's gonna need the schematics for the front end of that, so he can start making files for the
plates.
Yeah, exactly.
The patent is going to be published soon, so you'll see the schematics actually. So it's going to be a public patent.
Nice.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. This took a lot of engineering.
Yeah,
I love it.
Great is that's what
Very
Yuri just saw that too and was like, "Can it turn 90 degrees upwards?" Right before you mentioned it.
Yeah.
Is this the same hex head that we saw on the grip too?
Exactly the same.
Exactly the same.
This is the grip too. It's just adapted for the Galvo. We thought that the market is big enough right now with fiber, with UV, definitely CO2 Galvo. We thought that the market is big enough and it deserves its own product. So we tore it out. We killed the lift mechanism, which Len fought me on, by the way. What do you guys think? Can I ask you an R&D question, honestly, right now?
Yeah.
So we were going back and forth. So this is going to be, what is the price? Are we announcing the price of this? It's gonna be like
A lot cheaper.
It's gonna be a lot cheaper. Okay, like significantly under $1,000. Okay.
Yeah.
So, we were going back and forth with Len. Would people pay an extra 200 or so for the ability to regulate the height, just like they do on the full grip? The full grip you need to regulate the height because of the adjustability. You want to put a big. You want to go from a ring to a dog bowl. You're gonna need to adjust the height, else it won't fit in the laser. But here it doesn't matter, right? Because the height, you can adjust the height from the laser head itself, right? The main mechanism of the laser goes up and down. So I was thinking, no, let's do the height adjustment. And Len was like, no, let's save in the price and make this cheaper and more affordable to people and screw the height adjustment. And Len won. He always wins when it's design and when it's product. And I hope I always win when it's marketing. But he always wins on the product. So this is basically his idea to not have the lift. And what do you guys think? I'm really curious what you think.
Just as a baseline, I'm always of the opinion that there should be a checkbox on the product page. You want the lift, check the box. You don't want the lift, don't check the box. You see the lower price by default. You know what I mean? And just like, then people have the choice, and that's just one more thing they can do to tailor the solution for themselves. My gut is telling me there are situations I would want the lift in, though I'm failing to come up with any right off the top of my head. But I'm usually of the opinion that just having the box there and being able to just tick a box on your way out the door is usually nice, even if it's not the standard feature.
I was going to say, for me, it depends exactly what Alex said, all of that. Plus the reasoning for it would be job shops. Like, I have weird stuff that comes in. I don't know what it's going to be. Like, I got no clue. I had a lady bring me a random pot one time, and she was like, I need this pot done because it's a family heirloom. And I'm just like, okay. And it was a copper pot, but it was like a really weird, like it was a French cooking pot. And like, you guys know French cooking, they've got like 100. I've got 4 pots. It's like, I got, you know, and like, I feel like I'm pretty rich with them, but France, not so much. So anyways, that was one of those things where it was just a really weird thing. I had to kind of devise something for it. And so to me, if I could pay $75 to just be able to fix a problem like that quick, done. Take my money.
Actually, Matt's comment led me to an amazing example of exactly why I would want the lift. Urns. This does really, really great with the handle there. You're clearly clearing the height on the handle on a large mug, but that won't do it for urns. And when you're trying to do, people have big urns, man, and being able to stick an urn under a galvo laser, especially with the material set that they're usually manufactured with, and you're not going to be wanting to stick those under an IR laser necessarily. Being able to do urns would be really, really nice, and that's not something that the base kind of setup there is going to cover. So I think that would be an argument for it.
I think it would be potentially higher earning.
Yeah.
What is it?
I said that would be a potential earner because urns.
Urns are hard.
I would say sell it as an upgrade kit.
Maybe. So the struggle that we
you can actually take the grip and put it on the galvo.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point.
We're gonna have feet for the rail, so you can attach.
That's a good point.
That's a good point. So you got everything.
He's got an answer for you. You just take the grip and throw it in the galvo, and then you got the lift.
So if you need that, essentially, you're saying just don't get the galvo grip, get the full size grip V2.
Get the regular grip. Get the regular grip V2.
You can always swap. You can just buy a bracket, and it's like 4 screws literally. You remove it from the lift.
It's like Legos.
Put it in the bracket, and it's there. You have a dedicated galvo.
Right. Oh, that's actually right. That's actually right. So so if you're buying the grip and you want to do it with the galvo, just buy the galvo kit, and then you got both. Yeah.
So here's a different question. Instead of offering the lift with the galvo grip, could you offer the galvo grip base to customers that purchase the full size V2?
I think that's the answer. I think that's the answer. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
There's a question.
If you're going to upgrade, you might as well upgrade to the grip. So the only thing you're getting extra is the rail. And
I don't want to miss this question because I feel like it's really important for people, because especially for people who are working with these limited spaces. It says, "What's the BeamUp LaserWorks asks? What's the max diameter?"
Hey, can I show this thing?
Yeah, of course.
Wait, I'm going to stop it.
And this is not the maximum. You can go higher. You can go bigger. Yeah.
So this thing, I'm gonna
be careful, Stan. Hold on, I'm gonna switch it to the.
So I'm going to show you guys.
Put it on your head.
Is a bucket. Like, I can do this, but Len won't be able to. He's got a significantly bigger head than me. It's full of air. It's not the brains. Just kidding. So this is 11 and a half inches.
And this thing is big.
And it's heavy. It's 5.5 pounds. Like it's a beast.
Yeah, it's a bucket, man. That's like a stainless steel bucket. Yeah.
My wife engraves these. She does like 3 a day. And
That's
you know what
crazy.
she charges for an engraving? Double cost of retail. So this thing is like 120. So she'll do 240. That's a fully engraved, full wrap engraved bucket. 204, and people pay it. Like people pay it. The events. Sometimes they want to impress a client. Like somebody ordered 13 of these from her, so she's gonna be busy for a while for like every client that they have. 11 inches.
11 inches.
So I guess what will be the maximum? It
would
can go
say
to 12.
Probably around 12. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow,
So
that's
really,
crazy.
it's kind of crazy.
Yeah. So
And I'll put the asterisk. I'll put the asterisk on that for you with the full size V2. You're not going to do 12 on the Galvo grip because you don't have the clearance.
I don't believe it'll fit. Actually, yeah, you're right. It won't fit.
Now, so one thing. So here's an idea too, and this is just I'm just kind of spitballing here, but like, could you use a lot of people when they need additional tower height will get the steel rods that screw into the machine screw slots? Would that kind of adapter fix, that adapter band-aid work by just raising up the entire chuck assembly? You just raise that on the same style risers.
Is that called a Z table? Somebody's asking. Is that what you're asking?
You could use a Z table, but I'm talking specific. They're literally just steel bars with like machine screws on the end of them.
You can just take
kind of boosts you.
Drill holes in them, and you can.
Sure.
Okay, that's what I call is a Brooklyn solution. The 2x4s.
Sure. A Z table too, though. Anthony's totally right. A Z table would be a great idea too, and those are fairly inexpensive and pretty common. So
there's a will, there's a way.
It boggles my mind how creative people are. Like I kid you not. I stand in awe of our customers. They push the equipment further than we ever imagined. They invent things on the fly that are awesome. Like, I'll have to give credit where credit is due. Like the orientation of the first Omni, where the grip end is facing the roller end, was not our idea. We had to compensate that person to sign over the rights to us. We had to pay them money, but someone else invented that idea. And we're like, holy crap, this is the way that high-end rotaries are going to look. And of course, now all of our competitors are doing the same thing right away. Lo and behold, right? But the ideas that come from customers are gold. They're awesome. That's what fuels us. That's what keeps us going. It's very, very exciting. They think of stuff that we can't. And there goes the lights.
Yeah, and that's actually one of the questions that I just posted too, because like more people are asking questions, which is awesome. Thank you guys. That's what. Because like the thing is, ask the questions now, because when do you ever get to talk to them, right? So Mike C asked, is it able to be mounted so that it's more off to the side for the all-in-one Galvos?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, definitely. There's lots of range there. You can put it like right at the edge. There's a lot of holes in this project.
Yeah, it looks like you guys have like milled out pockets, like entire lengths there. So there's a lot of adjustability, and it looks like where those screws are in now, from where I'm sitting, it's at one of its closest positions. So it looks like there's a lot of play there, just default, and that's not even including what you'd be able to do with like a cheese board to like extend it off to the side if you wanted to.
Different Galvo lasers. We tried it on all of them. It fits. They all like have different tower in a different location. You can fit this thing.
Super flexible. Super nice. Flexible.
Yeah, and so two people had questions about the head, because Anthony actually said the head's plural. Anthony said that's what the erector set extensions, like those things that make you 12 inches wide. That's crazy.
The extenders.
Yeah, what's the base size head? And Nancy had asked, what heads are included with the Grip 2, and am I going to have to buy more, or how does that work?
Yeah, that's a good question. So this is a great question. So with the
Nancy,
we made this mistake with the Grip 1. Again, it's Nancy.
It's Nancy.
Yeah, it's Nancy.
Whoa, amazing. Yeah, she's very thoughtful. So we made this mistake with Grip 1. And it's not a mistake, but that was the business decision we made. We said we're going to include all the stuff. We're going to include the extenders. We're going to include the short jaws, the L jaws, the long jaws, blah, 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 blah. And we're going to cover all the bases. And then we did a poll. And what's happening is that a lot of people are not using all the jaws. They find like some of them are just doing Stanley tumblers. They're just using the Stanley.
They don't even take them out of the box.
They don't take them out of the box.
They just like, what is that? I don't know.
It's there. And I don't like waste. I'm like, a lot of it sits there. And 30% of people, 30%, 1 out of 3 of our long extender jaws that we sent never see the light of day. They just sit there. So we had to think long and hard, like, what are we going to do? So for the launch, we're including for free all the extenders and all that stuff. So you're going to get the extender jaws if you buy right now, pre-production. This is still, we're still launching the product. We're still pre-orders. Pre-order is the word I'm looking for, right? So for pre-orders, we're going to include everything. Now, when we officially launch our first production runs, this is going to be in December or early 2025, we're going to be selling extra kits. So if you want to do a dog bowl, you're going to be buying a dog bowl kit. If you wanted to do a bucket like that, you're going to be buying a kit, like another kit, and that's got longer extenders. Also, you might want to do rolling pins. How many people do rolling pins? Not a lot of people do rolling pins, but we have a jaw for rolling pins. We have a jaw for rings. Some people do rings on, especially the Albalid fiber. We have a jaw for that. So instead of including everything for everybody, we're just not going to have these specialized things. But this brings me to another. Somebody said heads, plural. So this is a super secret thing that we're gonna confess right now, live on air.
Here we go.
So the Grip 2 is going to have one other major advantage over the Grip 1. Insane advantage. You will be able to swap heads, grip heads, on the fly with just one screw. What? So let's say, imagine this hypothetical scenario. You're going from engraving a tiny wedding ring to a Yeti bucket, and you don't want to spend time unscrewing the jaws and putting the jaw, blah, blah, adapters, schmappers, and all that stuff. You just unscrew the whole head, you take it off, you take the head with the extenders, and you screw it on. That takes you 10 seconds, and you're done. It's awesome.
Wild.
That flexibility is crazy. We had to do some crazy engineering. We literally had to hire a freaking engineer to figure out how to do that. Len is a genius, but it was beyond him. It was beyond him. So we had to hire somebody. And now it's basically like it's just another kit, another add-on kit. You can buy another head with the adapters, and you can swap the whole thing in seconds. Awesome.
So I guess what I'm going to be asking for on behalf of everybody is each of these kits that they're going to need to do these different items going to be like another $100 buy, or are they going to be super low cost? How much are the extra heads going to be? Do you have a rough idea of what that, because that sounds really great, but then when you're 3 kits and 3 heads in, what is the added expense? You know what I mean? On top of that, what would that look like for somebody?
It's going to be really cheap, you guys. Really, really easy. So all we want to do, we don't want to make money off of this, not off of nickel and diming people.
You're making money off the rotary, right? This is just getting it to work.
Our bread and butter is the rotary. It's the PiBurn and the Grip. That's the bread and butter. That's how we make money. And you need to make money. Every business needs to make money. There's margin built in. We need to pay our employees. We need to invest in R&D. We need to live, eat, and all that.
Yep.
So we make profit on the rotary. All the other stuff is not. We want to avoid waste. We don't want to send them stuff that they're not going to use, which we know is happening right now, unfortunately. So that's the reason. So the jaws are, I don't know, $15. If you want to do dog bowls, you're doing an extender for, what is it, $30?
Oh yeah,
$30, and then you're doing dog bowls.
Well, the head's going to be more, obviously, because it's very complicated.
The head itself, the grip head, is going to be more. I don't know how much more. It's not going to be a disaster. But if you wanted the flexibility of swapping the whole head, hot swapping the head in real time, that's going to be.
You don't have to have it. I mean, it just saves a little bit of time.
It saves time.
It saves time.
It also helps if you're someone who has a shop and you have employees and they're having to do all this stuff. It's just.
That's
it. You could just say, go get the ring head, and then they go get the ring head and slap it on.
That's it.
Yeah. That's cool, man.
We actually ran into the situation 2 days ago.
Yeah.
And Len was going from, what were you doing? We were going from a bucket to a regular tumbler.
To the growler.
Oh no, the growler, because it's got a very narrow neck.
Oh yeah, I hate growlers.
Yeah, they're fun. I mean, a lot of people struggle with them, and that is the opportunity, right? So it's more unique that's what you can do that others can or don't want to bother with. So he's going from a bucket to something narrow. He's like, I have to undo it, and it's fine. You can change up the configuration of the fingers. But I'm like, wait, I took the head off. I brought another one on. Boom, and you're done in seconds. It's nice. It's that flexibility. It's going to be a couple $100 for sure for that extra.
All right. And so Nancy,
as you expect.
killing it. So for clarity for the pre-order, all the extensions will be included or no?
Yes, correct. Yes.
Okay. So for pre-order, yes. Got it.
So not only are all the extensions included, we're also going to offer all of your viewers right now and on YouTube a free shipping code right now. So it's Laser Everything 314. Laser Everything 314 is going to be live for the whole month of September. So I set it to expire at the last day of this month, and it's going to give you free shipping, which is a $50 savings on every single pre-order. If you decide to get the V5, that's 50 off Omni and the V4 and the grip.
Thank you guys. Yeah, that's amazing. Thank you so much.
Of course.
No, thank you. Like you guys have been awesome and very, very responsive and receptive. I reached out to you and you were so welcoming. Like it's always awesome to be with you guys.
Yeah, of course. And we're right here at the end of the show too. So I want to give you guys an opportunity to just do kind of like a final plug of whatever it is that, like, what do you want people to go do? Obviously we want people to go pre-order, right? But like if there was another thing that you could like just have them go do, what would that be right now?
Go have fun. Let's take the rest of the night off. Go
Nice. I like it.
Yourself.
I'll do it for you. I'll do it for you. Go to Facebook.
Don't worry about us.
Yeah, that's like I'm out. Go to Facebook and search for PiBurn Labs. That would be my thing that I would have you go do right now.
It's a great community for everybody who has a rotary or thinking of a rotary or just has a laser. They don't need to have our products. None of that. It's super helpful. Amazing community. PiBurn Labs.
Check out our YouTube channel as well.
Oh, YouTube channel. Yeah.
Yeah, YouTube. You guys have a ton of videos on YouTube.
Check out the website, man. It's dope. It's got all kinds of links. It's
all
got
those
videos,
resources.
Yeah.
You could literally learn that, we focus on two things: how to succeed with your laser is one, and how to succeed with your business. That's another. Like you mentioned a strategy, Matt. You said, hey, we call this Main Street strategy, right? You go out to local businesses and you chat them up. You don't have to do much. You're like, oh, hey, I just took a snapshot of your logo here. I did a glass for you. It's free. Take it. Keep it. I love this bar. I love this business, whatever. That's a strategy that we dedicate a lot of time to. It's extremely successful for people. It's insanely successful. People are getting success rates of like 50, 60%. Yeses. Like that sort of batting average is kind of crazy, but because it's local and you make a connection right away and the reciprocity, right? They want to reciprocate the goodwill that you're offering by a free gift. So it's that stuff that we're right about on the website. Go check it out. There's 3 other really good strategies that are really detailed there, and not just detailed, but we also have examples of people that successfully do it. Whale hunting is a big one. Those are the big orders that you want, like corporate orders, and then obviously micro orders from Etsy and stuff like that.
I'm just having an idea now, but like it might be nice to have you guys back on for some follow-ups to maybe discuss some of those strategies on the show. That might be a good opportunity to have you on. Yeah. So we'll do that next time.
That's the stuff that gets us going. We talk to customers like, hey, what's your business like? What do you sell? What do you price? How do you price? How do you get your customers? Blah, 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 blah. And we learn as much as we can as like a sponge, and then we give it right back to the community. That's fun for us.
That sounds like premium audio podcast content, especially for our listeners that have been listening to us talk about this nonsense all night and haven't been able to see it. So make sure you guys go check it out. That's all we have time for today, though, guys. We're over an hour. I also, before we close the show, if you're looking for some dope stuff to throw on your PiBurn rotary, go check out our sponsor, Johnson Plastics Plus. If you haven't been over there, Johnson Plastics Plus has a ton of like really awesome stuff and super inexpensive tumblers that I like better than JDS because they don't have the ugly ribs on the bottom of them. So go head up Johnson Plastics Plus. We talk about them all the time. If you guys are regulars, you know the shtick with them. But we've been buying from Johnson Plastics Plus since before the first episode of the show. And the first episode of Laser Everything ever was about engraving Romark from Johnson Plastics Plus. So we've used them for far longer than they've sponsored us. And there are really good friends over there. There's a link and coupon code, Matt.
YLR-ZDF. But remember,
I can never remember it.
And thing
make sure you check the description.
To go with what we just talked about tonight, there might be some cool new things coming from them soon. So,
that's cool.
Got an email.
Well, check that out.
Gotta check them out. Is it tumblers or is it everything?
Johnson Plastics Plus is like It's like it's like JDS, but you don't need to be a business to buy from them. It's pretty great. So if you haven't been to Johnson Plastics Plus,
oh wow,
yeah, you should go hit them up. They're really good friends of ours. So that's and they're the only sponsor we've ever accepted as far as like sponsoring episodes of the show. So we love you guys. Thanks for sponsoring the show for us. But I think that's all I've got. Stan, Len, thank you guys so much for coming back on the show.
Awesome. Thank you.
I really hope that we can follow up sooner than a year and a half from now. So I want to circle back around. I want to talk at the very least about the launch after pre-orders are done and people are starting to get their units. I want to touch base about that, but I'd love to have you guys come on and chat about some of those resources on your website specifically too, because I think people would find that really high value. So thanks again, guys. Links for everything we discussed tonight down in the description. And for now, I think that's all I've got. So thanks for tuning into this episode of the podcast, and we will see you in the next one. Good night, everybody.
Bye.